Hi, welcome to the next in a series of online tutorials about the local BMD project websites. I'm Ian Hartas. I'm author of the search software used in the various local BMD websites and also author of the UK BMD website itself. If you'd like to join me at my keyboard, we'll have a look at the next in the series. On the local BMD page within the UK BMD website, as we saw with the burst, we have links to all the various local BMD websites. For this example, I'm going to look at Yorkshire, so I'll click on the Yorkshire BMD link, and we're going to look at marriages, so I'll click on the search marriages button. For this example, I'm going to pick 2 years, 1842 and 1855. I'm going to type in one surname and a partial first name, Eliz, short for Elizabeth or Eliza, and let's see what comes out when we click on the display results. We can see Elizabeth Taylor and Eliza Taylor. It's matched both of those because I typed in just a part of her first name. Elizabeth Taylor, we've got marrying as many times in the 1800s as she seemed to do in the 1900s. None of them to Richard Burton in this case, but never mind. We have Eliza Taylor marrying William Musgrave at Holy Trinity. We have Elizabeth Taylor marrying Robert Cowton at St Mary's Scarborough. So instantly I hope you can see several differences from the information held by the local BMD websites and the General Register Office GRO website. With the local BMD websites we compare the marriages fully and we can tell you the added information of where the marriage took place. And in the second batch of entries here, 1855, we have one of the entries is a link and it's got an asterisk by it. The explanation at the end of the page would tell you all about this, but let's just quickly click on the link. At the top here we've got various options as to why this extra information appears in the database, and in this case it looks quite simply that Elizabeth has been married before, so we have her former married name and a maiden name. It's not possible to tell from this index which is which, so it could be either Richardson or Taylor is a maiden name and vice versa, former married name. But in both cases it's just telling us that Elizabeth married William Williamson at St Paul in Sculcoats. Extra information that will help you pin down which is the right entry, or give you a whole new branch of a family tree to go off and explore. If I go back to the main results, there's another example within this lineup here which I'm going to use, and that is Elizabeth Taylor marrying Thomas Hogarth. If I click on the reference number, as we saw with the births in the previous tutorials, it adds it to the summary page. And from this page we could, as we did with the births, we could go on and either print out an application form or we could order it online through the Harrogate Register Office. What I want to show you here is something we've not looked at previously, and that is the adjacent entries column. If I click on View Page, here we can see entry number 49 appearing twice, both ways round, and entry number 50 again appearing both ways round, Thomas and Elizabeth, Elizabeth and Thomas. So we've got consecutive entries in C42RY Book 1, entry number 49 and entry number 50. So it looks like we've got a complete set here. I've got an extra tab opened up in my browser here which is on the free BMD website. I've already filled in the search form for marriages, Mary Carr 1842 in Pickering. All that remains for me to do is click on the Find button And there we have it, Mary Carr in Pickering. We found one of the names, and as usual with free BMD, if you click on the reference number, it does the equivalent to the view page option, and we can see the other entries that are on the page. Now if we go back to the Yorkshire BMD website again, just to refresh your memory, we've got Mary, Charles, Thomas and Elizabeth. On the free BMD website we've got Mary, Elizabeth, Charles, but no Thomas. As was described in the introduction tutorial, the copying process from the original records held by your local register office was flawed. There are lots of errors and omissions in copying the data from the original records held by your local register office and arriving at the general register office, where they would then collate the information and create their own index. Unfortunately, there are lots of scope for errors and omissions, and in this case Thomas Hogarth is one of the names that didn't get transcribed across, so he is missing. As far as I can tell, the free BMD team have done their usual wonderful job of transcribing the data well, but their source information, the general register office's data, is flawed. It's missing Thomas Hogarth. So there are distinct advantages in using the local BMD indexes. From working from the original records, we can hopefully be more complete, and also give you the added advantages of pairing the information and telling you the church. So back to the Yorkshire BMD website. Here we go, full set of information for you. So in summary, we've seen that in searching the marriages there are several advantages to using the original local register office data, fully paired and listing the venue, and hopefully more complete than the GRO's versions. Also on the summary page we'll see the use of the view page option to see the other entries on the same register page. If you return to the main tutorials page on the web, you'll find further tutorials with examples of births and deaths and searches and other features. See you in the next tutorial.